So take a seat on your mat, anywhere you like. Just make sure you're comfortable for the time being, just because we're going to be down there for a little while. I want your legs out wide, so either cross-legged or, just in front, what's comfortable for you. Just don't get too much into your groin. So if it gets uncomfortable sitting cross-legged, then you can take your feet a little bit out further in front, and it'll make it a little bit more comfortable. Otherwise, we're here. We're going to start with a neck stretch. So you're going to take your right hand to the outside of your right leg, place it on the floor. And then you're going to take your left arm, circle it up and over the head, and place it on your right ear. So left hand to right ear. Gently press down in the right hand, and then start to pull your head down towards your left shoulder. So use your right hand to get a little bit more leverage, and you'll feel it going all the way. It might feel a bit nervy. You'll feel it go all the way from the hand, all the way up the arm, through the neck, and then all the way up over the head. So make sure you start to come into your breath here. So just focus on breathing deeply in this position. Don't hold the breath in any of the stretches. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Keep pressing into that right hand. And on your second breath, gently start to pull the head back to center and take the left arm down to the floor. We'll go straight to the other side. So press firmly into the left hand. Take the right arm up and over onto the left ear. And then you start to tilt the head down towards the right shoulder. Just gently pressing with the right hand, nothing too crazy. And just breathe. Keep the mouth closed. Start to breathe through the nose and out through the nose. And last 2 breaths here. And gently take that hand off the head and pick the head back up to center. We'll take the right arm down on the right side again. This time take it out a little bit wider than you had, so the elbow can come to the floor. So we're going to take a side stretch into the left side. So try and get the elbow to the floor, so you already get into the side body. And then once you take your breath, you inhale the left arm up and over, keeping the chest open so we're not curling over. We're keeping the chest open, and you're getting into that left side as deep as you can go. From here, try and focus on the left knee, pushing it down towards the floor. You'll get an even deeper stretch through the left hip. And just try and keep the ribs turning towards the front. So towards me, towards the front of the room. So they're open, so the chest is open. And take 1 more breath, try and reach a little further with that left hand. Use your exhale to pull you back up to a seat. And we'll go straight to the other side. So place your left elbow down. Try and keep that right knee pushing towards the floor. And then you inhale the right arm up and over. Long, slow, deep breaths. Take 1 more breath here through the nose. Use your exhale and the right arm to pull you back to center. Okay, we're going to take some neck rolls. So just circle the head clockwise down to the floor. Make sure you look all the way down to the floor. Circle it to your ear. Make sure you look all the way up to the ceiling. And then circle it back to the opposite ear, back down to the floor. Keep going that same way. Keep breathing through every roll. Take one more here, this side. And then slowly start to take it back the opposite way. And make sure you're getting all 4 points of the roll. And I think the most important one here is to look back to the ceiling, because we never do that. We're always constantly curling forward, looking forward towards screens. So make sure that the neck has that flexion. Good, and then once you've finished your 3, come back to center. Okay, we're going to take it into the triceps here. And everything will tie into the class, I promise. So we're going to take the right arm up and over, and you're going to try and nestle it into the center of your back. So into the center of the neck, top of the spine. Take that right hand and place it on the spine. Good, from there, if you can, if you can't reach your hand, that's fine. You're just going to take the left arm and place it onto the right elbow. If you can, you're going to turn your left arm in, so internally rotate the hand and try and catch that right hand. You might only get your fingertips, and that's fine. If you prefer to take the hand up and over to get a deeper stretch into the tricep, you can. Otherwise, we're gripping onto the hands and we're trying to work the elbows to the center line. So you're trying to get the elbows to come as close as you can together. So if you draw a line from elbow to elbow, there's a straight line. That's how we're trying to work the elbows. From there, take a big deep breath. On your exhale, you're going to try and push the chest out, push your head back into the top arm. Just so you get a mini back bend there. You get a deeper stretch in the tricep. Keep breathing, one more breath here in the back bend. And slowly bring the spine back up. Have another breath here in the stretch. And slowly unwind the hands if you have them. Take them out to a T just to flush. And we'll take it to the other side. So this time the left hand comes up and over. You place the palm the center of the back. And your choice here, you either grab the elbow or you internally rotate and you try and catch the hand. Fingertips catch behind. And from here, make sure the spine is tall. Head is tall, and you're trying to work those elbows together. And on the next breath, use the exhale to push the head back into the top arm and open the chest out in front. So there's that counter action. One more breath here. And slowly bring the spine back up, out of the back bend. And on your next breath, slowly unwind the arms, take the hands to a T. And bring it down. All right, so from here, legs go out in front. We're just gonna do a normal seated forward fold. So, of course, this one might be a little tight first thing in the morning after you've just woken up. So I don't care how far down you go. I just want you to feel it in the back of the legs. If you can, that's fine. Okay, so legs are straight. Make sure that you move the fleshy part of the bum so you're right on top of your sit bones. You can feel the bony parts of your bum. Keep the spine tall. Inhale the arms above the head. And then from there, you're going to tilt the torso over the legs. Just go as far as you can and place your hands down to the floor. Your hands might catch your feet. That's great. If not, they're just beside the legs on the floor. And you're just trying to get the chest down towards the legs or till you feel the back of the legs begin to stretch. Just take some deep breaths here. Maybe every exhale you get a tiny bit lower, even if it's just a millimeter. Take one last breath. And slowly walk the hands back to your hips to bring the torso up. And we'll come out of that. Okay, so I said that I'm bringing in some Pilates to this session today, just to make it a little fun, a little different. So we're going to start on our side. We're going to do a sequence of 4 exercises. Each exercise is going to go for 45 seconds, and then you're going to have 15 seconds rest. So basically 4-minute rounds, and then we'll do it twice through. I'll explain every exercise in your 15 seconds rest, but I'm just going to tell you all 4 before we start, just so you know what we're doing. So the first one's going to be side laying leg pulses. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your hip bone on the floor. I don't want your ribs on the floor. Okay, so you're going to try and just balance on the hip and the arm, and then using this front arm to support you. Okay, so no ribs on the floor, and then all you're going to do is take the top leg up, and we're going to go pulses. What I want you to focus on here is trying to get the heel pulsing at almost like a diagonal. So we're trying to work the side of the glute. It's quite a hard place to get. So we're pulsing the heel up to the ceiling at a diagonal. So you're kind of going back behind you. So 45 seconds of that, then we'll rest. Then we'll go straight into circles. So you're just going to pulse it, you're going to circle back for 45 seconds. And then we're going to circle front for 45. And then the last one here, we're going to bend the knees in and we're going to go knee kisses. So you're going to take the heel high, kiss the knees in, and then externally rotate and take the foot to the ceiling. Kiss the knee in, internal rotate, external rotate, open the hips, and then we go back. Okay? So 4 rounds. We'll do 45 seconds, have 15 seconds rest. We'll swap over to the other side and do it again. All right, I've got my timer here. Everybody lying on their preferred side. I don't care what side you start on. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Activate the core, pull the belly button in, and we go. Pulses. So you want to get the heel up to the ceiling and going back on the diagonal slightly. Good. You need to get the top leg high enough to start to feel that glute activate. If you're low, you won't really feel it. It'll just be more into the hip. Okay, so get the back leg high and pulse at that point where you feel your glute. Keep going, guys. Remember, try and keep the ribs off the floor. You can keep your head lying on your arm just to get out of the neck. Keep breathing. We've got 15 seconds to go here. Try and make the pulses a little faster. Good. Heel up to the ceiling, back on that diagonal. Last 5 seconds. 4, 2, 1, drop. 15 seconds rest here. Ooh, I can already feel that switching on. So you should be feeling it in the side of the bum here, slightly into the back of the bum because we're working on the diagonal. We have 3, 2, 1 circles. You can go whichever way you like. I'm going back first. So circle, just little circles, backwards. Try and keep the ribs off the floor. Use that bottom leg for balance. So keep it out straight, keep it switched on. So my knee is pulling up to my thigh to support the bottom leg to make sure that it's engaged. And you're trying to keep the top leg as long as you can. Keep circles here. Woo. We've got 20 seconds. Keep circling. Just little ones. Keep breathing. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. 15 seconds. Your bum a little shake out. And 5 seconds, we go again. So set up properly, ribs off the floor. And we go the opposite way now. So lift the leg up, 45 seconds, circling the opposite. So if you took the leg back first, take it forward and around. I hope everyone's feeling it because I am. Good. Keep the belly button pulling back to the spine so that keeps the core switched on. That'll keep your balance as well. And 3, 2, 1, drop down. Okay, last 15 seconds here. We bend the knees in. So you're in this side lying model pose. Bend the knees in and we go the knee kisses. So you're gonna lift the heel up to the ceiling, internally rotate, kiss the knees. Then you turn the knee out and open the hips. Let's go 45 seconds. Turn in, kiss, turn the heel out, open, good. Knee in. Still trying to keep those ribs off the floor. You're just balancing on the bottom leg. It's a little bit easier now that it's bent. So kiss the knee in, open the hips up. Knee in. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And drop the hip. We've only got 15 seconds to turn to the other side. So lowering down, set up properly so ribs are off. Heads on the upper arm to balance, legs are out straight. And we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You lift that top heel, pulse it on the diagonal backwards and up to the ceiling. And remember, just find that sweet spot where you can feel the glute switched on the entire time. So you don't want to be too low, close to the bottom foot, because then we're not really getting into the area that we need. Keep pulsing, keep that back leg strong by flexing the foot back towards the face. So that just keeps the top leg engaged. Good, we've got 10 seconds here. Keep breathing, pulsing. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the top leg. 15 seconds to reset. Whew. And we go again in. Oh, come on. 3, 2, 1. Circles, whichever way you like to go. Take the top leg to that point where you can feel the glute switch on and you take the circles. Use that front hand for support. You might need to take it out a little further in front. Bring it closer to you. It's up to you. Keep that core switched on, so when you pull back the belly button towards the spine, you get that extra balance. So you're not just all in that front hand. So the weight is centered. Good, we go for 3, 2, 1. Drop that leg, 15 seconds. Maybe give that top glute a shake out. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circles the opposite way. So lift the leg first and then you take the circles. I find the front circles are harder to balance. Keep breathing. And watch. Good, we've got 10 seconds here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that top leg. Okay, last 15 seconds. Set up for your last round here, which is knees bent in, knee kisses, 2 external rotations. So you kiss the knee in and then you open the hip and take the heel back behind you. In 2, 1, let's go. Last 45 seconds here. Squeeze. So kiss the knee. When you take it back, squeeze that part of the glute we've just been working. Squeeze it. Kiss the knee in and squeeze. So make sure you're really getting that internal rotation. So it feels a little bit weird, but that's what we want. Good. Kiss the knee in, heel goes high, take the heel back, lift the knee. Good, you've got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, finish your last one. Take it back. Good, and drop. Whew. Nice, guys. All right, so that's the bum done. Hope you're feeling it, because I am. All right, so we're gonna take it into the next little Pilates round. So the next 4 exercises, it's gonna be abs and triceps. So the first set of abs, the 45 seconds, you've got your knees bent, feet on the floor, or you can have your feet flexing back towards you, towards your face, I don't mind. And then we're just gonna go 3/4 sit-ups. So you're gonna go down just before you wanna go down to the floor, and then you lift back up. Okay, so it's kind of going the opposite way to normal sit-ups. Okay, so we're going just, we wanna drop to the floor, and then you pick the body back up. So 45 seconds of that, and then from there, you're gonna take the hands in a triangle, a diamond, behind the body. You're gonna take the feet wide like we're having a baby. And then we're going to go into tricep dips here. So you want the chest open, sticking the chest out. And then you bend down as far as you can, and then straighten the arms. So bend down, straighten. So that should get into your triceps straight away. And then from there, 45 seconds of bicycles, old favorites, old faithfuls here, opposite arm, opposite knee. And then the last one for the abs, I'm gonna lay down, take the hands under the butt if you need, otherwise hands just beside the body. We're gonna take it into flutter kicks, okay? So it's like you're just kicking, you're doing a little backstroke, kicking the legs, keeping them high, and that should switch on the lower abs there, okay? Are we ready? We will start in, I'll give you another 15 seconds. So the first one is those 3/4 sit-ups. Your choice, you can have your feet flex back towards your face, or you can have them flat on the floor. We're lowering down to that point where we almost want to touch the floor, and then you lift back up. Here we go, 45 seconds. Make sure you use your breath. So use the exhale when you're exerting your energy. So when you're trying to push up, that's when you want to use your exhale to help. Try not to use any momentum here. Just let the abs do the talking. So this one's going to be a little bit slower, and that's fine. You really want to challenge how far you can go down just before you want to drop to the floor. And that's when you pick it back up. Last 5. Maybe do one more. Oh, good. 15 seconds here. Take the feet as wide as the mat. So feet out wide, hands in that diamond shape behind the back. So the hands are probably a forearm's length away from your bum. And then you're gonna start with straight arms. We go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, straight, and then we bend. And then you lift back up. Keeping the chest open the whole time. So we're not curling in, looking towards our body. We're looking out and open, out to the front, maybe up a little bit towards the corner of the room, corner of the ceiling. That just keeps the head high, keeps the spine in line, keeps the chest open. These are good for those canteen lady arms that we don't want. Ooh, last 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish that last one. Good. 15 seconds. Come to lay on your back. We take it into bicycles for this next 45 seconds. Everyone knows how to do these ones. Just making sure that leg that goes out straight really goes out straight. Here we go, 45 seconds. Bend one knee, straighten one knee. I don't want these to be super fast. I want them to be nice and controlled. Trying to really get that elbow across to the knee. See if you can take the elbow to the outside of the knee. That gets a little bit deeper with the twist. Keep breathing with every twist you do. Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the head. Have your 15 seconds. Rest here. And the last round is those flutter kicks. So you can either take the hands underneath the bum for a bit of extra support. Otherwise, if you want more of a challenge, take the hands out to the side. Palms flat to the floor. Take the legs out straight. We go 45 seconds. Flutter kicks. So the whole point here is squeeze the inner thighs together. We're trying to get a straight line from the belly button down to the heels. So we're not having the wide kicks. We're we're keeping the ankles almost touching. And you're just trying to go scissor with the feet. Just little flutter kicks. It doesn't take much at all to feel this one. Last 15 seconds. Keep the legs lifted, keep going. And done. Whew. It's not over yet, we've got one more round. Just enjoy this rest. We go in 3, 2, 1. Those 3 quarter sit-ups. Lowering down to your point. And lift back up. Use your breath. Trust me, it helps. Go with 30 seconds in, you've got 15 seconds here. Last 10, keep breathing, lowering to that point. And for 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds. Whew. All right, so tricep setup. Feet out wide, flex the toes back to your face, diamond hands behind the back. We go in 2, 1, tricep dips. Open the chest, push the arms to straight, push the hands into the floor. So the elbows want to go out to the side and then come back to straight. Bend out to the side and push to straight. Keep pulling the belly button back to the spine here. So don't let the belly just be hanging. Keep everything tucked into the center line. You've got 5 seconds, keep going. And finish that last one. Okay, laying down, bicycles. And 3, 2, 1. Let's go lift the head. Try and get that elbow across the knee. Try and work a little deeper than you did last time. So if you were just touching the knee, try and go to the outside. And keep breathing. Good, you've got 15 seconds. Keep lengthening that straight leg. like somebody's pulling it away from the body. And 2, 1, drop to the floor. Ooh, take a deep breath. I'm sure the abs are switched on by now. We're going 5 seconds, those flutter kicks to finish. It's just 45 seconds. That's all we've got. Either hands under the bum or on the floor. Let's go. Little kicks. Try and have the feet lifted to a height where your abs are switched on. If they're too close to the floor, I think that's a little bit easy. Let's challenge ourselves a little bit more. The faster you kick, obviously, the more challenging it is. Keep the breath going here. Try not to hold. You've got 15 seconds. Maybe kick a little faster. And for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the legs to the floor. Maybe pull the knees into the chest. Just close the eyes and just take a few deep breaths. Feeling the belly lift up. And let it out. Ooh. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling that. Alright, when you're ready, just rock and roll up and over. We're going to take the legs back behind us. So just cross the legs in front and then drop the knees to the floor. Drop the elbows to the floor and then let the hips sink to the floor. We're going to take it into Sphinx pose. So pressing into the elbows, open the chest. If your lower back is okay here, then you want to go a little bit deeper into the core, into the abs. You're going to press into your hands and lift the elbows off the floor, only if the lower back is okay. If this feels niggly at all, drop the elbows back down. If you're up, onto the hands, pull the belly button back to the spine. It just supports the lower back a little bit more. Take one more deep breath here. And slowly, if you had your elbows lifted, lower them down. We're going to take it back to downward facing dog. However you like to get there. So you can push up through the knees, come through child's pose if you like. Otherwise, you can go straight to downward facing dog. Make sure the hands are shoulder distance apart. We lift the hips to be the highest point and then place the feet so they're hip distance apart. For this first downward dog, just bend the knees. Everybody bend the knees. From that position, you should feel that your butt sticks up to the ceiling, sticks out back behind you. So you've got that tilt of the hips. And then just picture you're running a finger down your spine from your tailbone all the way to the base of the neck. And it's just one straight line. So we don't want to curve in the top half of the spine. Everything needs to be straight. So by doing that, press into the hands, push the chest back towards the thighs, and you'll get that nice straight spine. Take 2 more breaths here. On your next breath, lift the heels high, come onto the balls of the feet, look forward and start to tiptoe your way to the top of the mat. And once you get there, feet together, halfway lift, open the chest, stick the bum out. From there, your exhale, forward fold you. So head goes long, not holding onto the neck. Press into your feet, start to roll the spine up to stand. Use the core here to help you pick your body up, so you pull that belly button back to the spine. Take a roll of the shoulders. and hands come to the side of the body. Just keep the chest open here, just have one deep breath. And let it out. On your next inhale, you raise the arms out to the side, sweep them up to the ceiling. Use your exhale to forward fold. The whole exhale takes you down to the end of the pose. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, step your left foot back. Hold the lunge here. From here, you're going to place that back knee to the ground. Good. And then scissor the inner thighs together. So we're going to zip up through the core. You're going to squeeze the inner thighs together. Pick the body up. Low lunge. The core is switched on. We've got our belly button tucked in. Our ribs are pulling back towards the spine. And we're reaching up out of our hips, reaching the hands to the ceiling. One more breath here. Exhale, circle the hands behind the back and interlace the fingers. You're going to push the knuckles down towards the floor while you open the chest out to the front. So there's that counter action again. Push the knuckles to the floor, open the chest out to the front. You're still scissoring the inner thighs together to keep the balance here. One last breath here. Really push the knuckles down, open the chest, and then unwind the hands. Bring the hands back to the floor. Lift the back knee up, so we're in this high lunge, and then we're going to pick that front foot up to meet the back in plank. So press into the hands, dome in the upper back. Silently pick that foot up and take it back, hold the plank. So from here, press into the hands so you push the floor away. You'll feel a slight dome into your chest, into the upper back. We're pulling the belly button back. And we're keeping the legs strong by pulling the knees to the thighs. Hold for one more breath. And everyone lower the knees to the floor. We're going to lower all the way down to the floor through chaturanga. So shift forward into the hands. Bend the elbows back towards the bum. And skim the upper arms by the side of the body, and you lower everything at the same time. Good. From here, take the hands back so they're in line with the ribs, untuck the toes, and then baby cobra. Lift the chest, lift the head off the floor, squeeze the elbows together, and lower down. Two more like that. Inhale, lift, and lower. Last one here. Your choice. I'm giving you the choice to stay here. Otherwise, we're going to press into the hands, lift onto the feet, upward facing dog. Open the chest if you're here. From here, you either place the knees on the floor, go through child's pose, or lift through the belly button, hips high, downward facing dog. Good, so come back to that reset downward dog, how we set it up before. Press into the hands to push the chest back to the thighs. So you've got that nice, long, straight spine. If the knees need to be slightly bent to stick the butt up to the ceiling, then you do that. On your next breath, raise the heels as high as you can. Look forward. Your choice, you can walk, step, or jump to the front. If you're jumping, bring your feet closer to your hands, bend the knees, and then you just pop off, coming up to the top of the mat. Good. Halfway lift, and forward fold over the legs. Bend into the knees, slowly roll the spine up to stand. Circle the shoulders back. On your next breath, we go straight away. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling. And forward fold again over the legs. Exhale takes you down. Inhale, halfway lift. Place the hands on the mat and you take your right leg back this time. Place it at the back of the mat. Once you're set up in the front leg, you drop the back knee to the floor. Good. Really focus on scissoring that inner line together. So draw the inner thighs together, draw the core to the back of the body, and then lift the torso. Arms go to the ceiling, press into the hands, pull them up to the ceiling. You're pulling out of the hips here. And take one more deep breath. Exhale, you circle the hands back behind you. Try and take the weird grip this time, so the opposite grip you took last time. And then you're pressing the knuckles down to the floor while the chest opens out in front. Keep breathing here. One more breath. And untangle the fingers, take the hands to the floor. Lift the back knee off the floor. Press into the palms. Lift that front foot up. Take it back to meet the right in plank. Your choice here, you can either drop the knees, go through chaturanga, all the way to the floor to your baby cobra. Otherwise, we're tilting forward into our hands, staying on the toes, bend into the elbows, and you pause at your halfway point. Then flip the toes, press into the hands, straighten the arms, upward facing dog. Take one more breath here, strong legs, lift through the hips, through the belly button, downward facing dog. Use this downward dog to reset, so take 3 deep breaths here. Good. On your next breath, bring the feet together at the back of the mat. We're going to raise the right leg to the ceiling, 3-leg dog. Try not to use any momentum here. Curl the knee into the chest, look forward. You keep the hips as high as you can. And then you step that foot in between the hands without a sound. Good, guys. From here, take the left hand down, place it on the floor on the inside of the right foot. Easy twist, opens the right arm up to the ceiling. So twisting towards the right leg. Press through that left hand even more to get a deeper stretch, a deeper twist. Take one more breath here. On your exhale, twist a little deeper. Circle that top arm back behind you. So back towards your back leg. Bring it back to the front, and you're going to turn towards the left side of your mat, to the long part of your mat. Skandasana at the back of the mat. So side lunge into the left leg at the back of your mat. Get as deep as you can. I want you to feel it more in the right inner thigh here. So if that means you have to come lean over to the left a little bit more to feel it, that's what you need to do. So I want it more about the right inner thigh. Go a little bit lower than you want to. Have one more breath. Okay, push off that back leg. Walk the hands back to the top of the mat so you bend back into the right leg. We're in a low lunge at the top of the mat again. From here, keep the back leg strong, the front knee bent, and we scissor the inner thighs to lift up crescent lunge. So here, think about what we just did with the back knee on the floor. Every principle still applies, except your back leg is lifted now, so you have to pull that knee up to the thigh to keep the back leg strong. Pull the arms up to the ceiling. Last breath here. So we're going to take the arms back behind us. We keep that bend in the front knee. You interlace the fingers. Pull the knuckles down to the floor. This time we're going to tilt the torso over the front leg. So you really need to be strong in that back leg to keep the balance here, and scissor the thighs together. So pull the knuckles down to the floor, open the chest, inhale. Then you take your right ribs, connect them to your right thigh.
And then you balance onto that right leg while your knuckles go over the head. Try and look back behind you so you're not holding onto the neck. So we're in a variation here of humble warrior. You really need to be strong in the legs to keep the balance here. You guys have one more breath. And what you're going to do is untangle the fingers, take the hands to the floor, jump that back foot in slightly so it's closer to the front, and then straighten into the front leg for pyramid stretch. So we're here, pyramid stretch first, take your halfway lift, so you straighten the spine, and then you fold over that front leg for pyramid stretch. That back heel is still lifted really high to keep the hips high. And we're trying to keep square hips here. So if you feel like you're opening up to the left side, try and pull that right hip back in line with the left. So you're trying to keep that square hip position. Have one more breath here. Come back up to halfway lift. And you're going to jump the back foot on a 45-degree angle out to the left side of the mat slightly. So we're on train tracks here, not a tightrope. So make sure you've got that set up here. Bring your hands to your hips. So we're leaning over that front leg, pressing into the right big toe. Use the core to pick the body up to stand. Amazing. Take the hands out to a T shape. We're going to take the arms behind the back. Your choice. You can take the arms into a prayer behind the back. If that's too much for you, you're just going to grab opposite arm, opposite hands, opposite elbow. Okay? Alright, so we're here, arms out to a T, legs are in the train track. I want you to try and focus up from zipping the core up before we forward fold. So pull the pubic bone up to the belly button. So the core switched on. You take your arm position behind your back. Good. Either way, we want the chest to be open. So whatever arm position you've got, chest is open. We're pulling the shoulders back behind us. And then on your next breath, we're going to forward fold and stop at halfway. So we've got to use the core here. We've got to use the inner thighs. We've got to use the butt to keep our balance. So you've got to pull that front knee up to the thigh, engaging that leg. We've got most of our weight in that front leg, so it's got to be strong. Maybe go a little deeper into the hamstring than you want to. Have one more breath. You slowly keep the hands where they are. Keep the body back up to stand. Take the arms out to that T shape to flush. Have one breath there. From here, we're going to take the arms up above the head, straight. Keep the hands shoulder distance apart. All you're going to do is bring that back leg to meet the front and you sit down into your chair. Squeeze the knees and the inner thighs together. Go as deep as you can. And forward fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And then you're going to step back, downward facing dog. We can skip the chaturanga here. If you want to take it, you can. I'm going to skip it. Downward facing dog. Have that breath here. On your next breath, bring the feet together at the back of the mat. You raise your left leg to the ceiling, three-leg dog. Keep the hips high. You curl the left knee into the chest, into the nose, look forward. Step between the hands. Okay, from here you place your right hand on your left inner foot. You twist towards the left, easy twist. Open that left arm to the ceiling. Use the exhale to twist a little deeper into the top half of the spine. Press into the bottom hand. Good. On your next breath, circle the hand back behind you and then back to the floor. We walk the hands to the right side of the mat, turn the feet. We come through wide leg and then bending into that right knee for the side lunge. We're trying to get into the left inner thigh here. Keep breathing. Have one more breath, maybe go a little deeper so you feel a little more. And then on your next breath, use that right leg to push off, bend back into the left leg. It brings you back to the top of the mat. Left leg's in front. Scissor the inner thighs together. Use the core. Standing up, crescent lunge. So bend deep into that front leg. Pull the arms to the ceiling. Have one more breath. Circle the hands back behind you. You interlace the opposite hands this time, so opposite fingers. It'll feel a little bit weird. Press the knuckles down to the floor, open the chest, breathe. On your exhale, that forward folds you. Left ribs connect to the left thigh. Use the left thigh to balance, and then try and look back behind you so you're not holding onto the neck. Always come back to the breath here. One last breath. On your exhale, untangle the hands, bring them down to the floor. Jump the back foot in closer to the front slightly, and you keep the heel high. The toes are facing the front of the mat. Halfway lift, and then forward fold over that front leg. Remember the hips are square here, so pull that left hip back towards the back of the mat. Nice, try and have a straight front leg. So Joe, bring your back foot closer to your front. Yeah, much better. One more breath, halfway lift. On your exhale. And then we jump that right foot out to the right side of the mat. Turn the toes to a 45-degree angle. That's it. Oh, lost some balance there. Get your balance before you take your hands to your hips. So we're on train tracks. Once you've got your balance, hands to the hips, and then your core helps you pick the body up to stand. Hands go out to a T, and you either take that reverse prayer or that opposite arm, opposite elbow. Good. Matt, turn your right hip towards me. Yeah, much better. Good. And then we forward fold over that front leg. Good. So Nat, turn your hips towards the front of the mat. No, other way. Yeah. That's it. And then forward fold over that front leg. Yes, good. One more breath here. Try and open the chest. If you've got that reverse prayer, try and push the hands into the spine. And good. We lift the torso up without taking the hands away, and then you release. Open the arms out to the side. From here, you take the arms above the head, shoulder distance apart, and you bring that back foot to meet the front, bend into your chair. Last chair here. Go as deep as you can. We're going to lower all the way to the floor, so take your arms out in front to counterbalance. You take the bum as close as you can to the floor, and then you're on the floor. Alright guys, we're running a tiny bit behind time, so I'm going to take you straight into some stretches here. So we're going to take the legs out wide. Wide leg this time. So as wide as the mat. That's it, good. From here we're going to wide leg forward fold. So we did a seated forward fold at the start of the class. This time I'm going to try and get a little more into the inner thighs. So you just walk the hands. The torso is straight, just like we did with the first forward fold. The torso is straight from crown of head to your tailbone.
that nice long spine, and you're just trying to walk the hands out as far as you can. Maybe your elbows will come to the ground if you've got some space. If not, we're just got our hands down in front. Use the hands for support. And look at your toes. If your toes are turning in towards the floor, I really want you to use the butt muscles that we that we worked at the start of the class. Use them to squeeze the heels out, squeeze the toes out, sorry. That's what we want there. With that, you've got extra support in the legs to support your inner thighs and support your groin here, so you're not going too far forward. Take one more breath here, maybe go a tiny bit deeper than you want to. And slowly walk the hands back in towards the legs. Good. And then take your hands under your knees. Help the knees pull back to center slowly. Good. All right, we're gonna lay down. Finish with a twist. I always love to finish with a twist, just to neutralize the spine. So you can take the left leg out straight on the floor, and then lift the right knee into the chest and circle it over to the left side. Making sure that right shoulder stays on the floor or close to the floor. On your next breath, slowly bring the knee back into the chest and extend that right leg out, and we go straight to the other side. Bring that left knee into the chest first, and then you circle it across the body over to the right side. Keeping that left arm out in a T shape and the left shoulder on the floor. Last breath here. Use your exhale to pull the knee back into the center. And then you can either have your legs out straight or bending the knees and kissing the knees together. Up to you. We're just going to finish with my little short and sweet Shavasana. 3 breaths. So take your hands onto your body wherever you like. Close the eyes. We keep the mouth closed. I just want you to do some nose breathing. So take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. We've got 2 more like that. Last one, let everything go. You can start the day with a clear mind, open body. Namaste. Good work, yogi.